Battle Through the Heavens. Grand World. Chapter 275. The situation was grim. Xiaoyan's brows furrowed and relaxed. He smiled and said, I knew they would cause a commotion. Zuna alone could cause such a huge commotion back then. With Kai Lin, it would be strange if no one was hostile to them. Xiaoyan's voice gradually became low and the two of them did not hear what he said after that. Elder Fang sighed slightly. But you don't have to worry. You are a Saint rank trial participant, and you have perfectly completed the Holy rank trial. Guyuan, Zhu Kun, and the two of them will be taken care of by you. They will enjoy similar cultivation resources as ours. In the future, as long as they have enough resources, their strength will increase very quickly. Xiaoyan nodded silently. Elder Fang had said this before. When a Saint rank trial participant returned to the academy, he would be able to enjoy the treatment of a second-grade elder. Xiaoyan had no idea what kind of treatment this was. However, it was obvious that it was not low. He had gone through countless hardships just to bring these to them. Elder Wu, who was standing at the side, also said in a deep voice, That's right. We will also use the name of Punishment Department to warn all the students in the academy. In the future, no one is allowed to cross the line. Just as he was speaking, Xiaoyan smiled and shook his head. Elder Wu, there is no need for that. Whoever has that thought, just let them come and find me, Xiaoyan. Zuna and Kai Lin are both my wives. Protecting them is enough with my own strength. Hearing Xiaoyan's resolute words, Elder Fang and Elder Wu looked at each other. Both of them could see a trace of a smile in each other's eyes. It seemed that this fellow was able to complete the Saint rank trial participant. It was not without reason. The strong desire to protect his family was likely also a reason that supported him on his journey. Let's go. We'll settle you down first. Elder Fang nodded. He cupped his hands towards Elder Wu and left with Xiaoyan. Elder Wu stood still and watched the two of them disappear from his sight. He couldn't help but feel excited in his heart. The Yunlo Academy now had 2 Saint rank trial participants. 3 years later, the 4 academies competition would have some hope for the Yunlo Academy. After regaining his senses, Elder Wu thought of Zhuang He who was outside the courtyard. This guy was good at everything, but he was too conceited and arrogant. He was afraid that he wouldn't let this matter rest after being humiliated by Xiaoyan. This kid seems to have some thoughts about the two of them. And that little guy, we have to have a good talk when we get back. Sigh. What a disaster. Elder Wu shook his head helplessly. Xiaoyan looked harmless, but he could still keenly sense the violent state of mind of the latter. Dragons had reverse scales, and those who touched them would die. To Xiao Yan, Xiaosuna and the others with a true reverse scale. If they touched this bottom line, they wouldn't just embarrass Zhuang He like they did outside the courtyard. I can't get involved in this kind of thing. Forget it. It's good that you all have a good memory. By the way, let's see Xiaoyan's true strength. Elder Wu's eyes flickered slightly. He also walked out. The space in front of him rippled and the former had already disappeared. Xiaoyan followed Elder Fang and walked on top of the mountain peak. He looked down and saw many well-arranged pavilions and pavilions. It was like a huge city built in a valley. Although it was called a city, it lacked the anxiety and disturbance that a city should have, and it also had a more comfortable life. The heavens are really playing tricks on us. Back then, when we saw the broken bead, many of the elders had bitter expressions on their faces. They were depressed for several days. I didn't expect that you would successfully come here. It makes me overjoyed. Elder Fang couldn't help but sigh with emotion as he led Xiaoyan into the valley. The bead. Upon hearing this, Xiaoyan couldn't help but look at Elder Fang. This thing was enough to determine his own death. That bead is also fixed with the trial scroll in hand. It can detect where you are. When the characteristics of your life are no longer in this world, the bead will shatter. In the 4th year after meeting you, the bead will shatter. Elder Fang said as he looked at Xiaoyan. He was also extremely curious about what Xiaoyan had experienced. Xiaoyan remained silent when he heard this. He thought about it carefully. At that time, he should have entered Elder Yi's illusory realm. As an independent spatial zone created by the ultimate saint expert, it really didn't exist in this world. This might be the reason why the bead broke into pieces. Although he thought about it, Xiaoyan didn't say it out loud. Now that he said it out loud, who knew what kind of trouble it would bring him? But at that time, the elders had thought it through carefully. Adding Guyuan and the others' extraordinary talent, they didn't tell them about your death. Xiaoyan felt lucky when he heard that. He looked at Elder Fang gratefully. If Zuna and Kai Lin found out about it, they would definitely be heartbroken. Now it seems that we really don't have the heart to do a good deed. Seeing Xiaoyan's grateful gaze, Elder Fang couldn't help but smile and sigh with emotion. Initially, I thought that it would be good enough for you to come back within 12 years. I didn't expect that you would arrive here so quickly. The competition of the 4 academies will begin in 3 years. At that time, the reputation of Yunlo Academy will be entirely dependent on you and Ma Huyang. Looking at the bustling scene below, Elder Fang pondered for a moment and said slowly. 4 academies competition. Xiaoyan nodded upon hearing this. After which, he laughed bitterly and said, I have heard of the reputation of many experts in Realm in Valley in Capital of Chaos. Their strength is much stronger than mine. It's different. Elder Fang shook his head, pursed his lips and said, the other 3 academies. They all have similar trials to the holy rank trial of the Yunlo Academy. In the same year that they recruited you into the Yunlo Academy. It was said that the Star Sky Academy had also recruited a cultivator of the highest level. His name was Shang Shaoshan. Although the other 2 academies had not recruited a student of the highest level, what they had recruited was. His talent is definitely not inferior to Lin Dao and Xiaoyi. At this point, Elder Fang stopped in his tracks. With a solemn expression, he looked at Xiaoyan and said, this is what the Saint rank trial participant has to bear. 3 years later, if the Yunlo Academy and Star Sky Academy were to compete, Ma Huyang's opponent would be. He will definitely be Kang Feng, Lin Dao's opponent. It might be either Wu Tiandu or Shang Hao. But your opponent will definitely be this year's Shang Shaoshan. Because the few of you are the highest level trial participants in the academy, and you have to bear the responsibility. Compared to the others, the responsibility is greater. Elder Fang's expression was stern and stern. His words were like thunder ringing in Xiaoyan's ears. Kang Feng, Wu Tiandu, Shang Hao, Shang Shaoshan. Xiaoyan silently remembered these names in his heart. For some reason, when he heard the names of these people, he felt a sense of oppression in his heart. Therefore, in these 3 years, the academy will provide you with the best cultivation resources. The sooner you enter Realm in Valley, the faster your strength will increase. Xiaoyan nodded when he heard this. Yuan Shenmu had told him about the benefits of the Realm in Valley before. It's a little early to tell you all this, but to be honest, this old man, can't wait any longer. Ma Huyang will be completing his graduation mission in a few months' time. This was also the reason why there was an extra quota. He will be back in the competition 3 years from now. Just like Zhou Buyi from the Southern Sky Academy, who would help students. At that time, those who truly represent our academy. It's still you. On the peak of the mountain, Elder Fang and Xiaoyan slowly walked away, revealing everything they knew. It was clear from this that an old man's love for the academy could be seen. On a mountain peak that was surrounded by clouds and fog in Yunlo Academy, ancient trees seemed to be arranged in a mysterious formation that towered into the clouds. In the open space that was surrounded by ancient trees, a light suddenly flashed. After which, 2 beautiful figures slowly appeared. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.